One of us is ready.
We will we'll begin shortly. Everybody good? All right. All right. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Administration, Finance, and Recreation and Parks Committee meeting for August 13, 2024. Our Mayor and Council present, Mayor Kurt Wilson, Council Member Christine Hall, Council Member Alan Sells, Council Member David Johnson, Council Member Sarah Beeson, Council Member G. Lee Hills, Council Member William Morthland. I'm Randy Knight, the City Administrator, along with City Attorney David Davidson and Michelle Miller, who is the Deputy City Clerk, as well as the Executive Assistant to the Council. The purpose of committee meetings are for city departments to provide information to Mayor and Council and discuss initiatives listed on the published agenda, as well as provide updates of vital information essential to the operation of city government. And by ordinance, committee consists of the elected body, the Mayor and Council, and the City Administrator serves as chair of committee meetings. This is a public meeting, but not a public hearing. Therefore, while we certainly welcome members of the public, questions and public comments are not taken during committee meetings unless specifically authorized by Mayor and Council. Public comments and questions are, of course, received at regular City Council meetings on the second and fourth Monday of each month, as well as fifth Monday in open forum. We do encourage residents to engage our online platforms, and if you have any questions or need information, please reach out to our staff and team members. We'll provide that information to you. We encourage everyone to visit the city website for meetings, events, and departmental information, and for a calendar of events. Please visit roswell365.com. The first item on the agenda is the approval of the minutes for the Administration and Finance and Recreation and Parks Committee meeting for July 9th, 2024. We'll entertain a motion. Motion by Councilmember Morthland, second by Councilmember Johnson. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor? All right, that passes unanimously. Thank you. We will note under Administration, no action items. Under Finance, no action items. Recreation and Parks, item number 2 is listed on the agenda. Consideration to apply and accept the FY25 Cultural Facilities Grant from the Georgia Council for the Arts. Mr. Malone.
Good evening. Thank you. Happy to see you, Mayor and Council. This grant specifically is through the Georgia Council for the Arts. It helps to provide support for renovations, restoration, preservation, or acquisition of art facilities and purchase of equipment that supports art programming. So in 2022, we received this grant specifically to help with the initiative. There was a 3-phased project to update a lot of the lighting and AV equipment at our Cultural Arts Center. We phased that approach based on the dollar amount that goes along with that project update for the infrastructure. We were very happy to get this grant back in 2022 because what it allowed was for us to complete phase 1 and phase 2 in year 1 of the project, and that was very helpful. Now we are requesting authorization to apply for this grant again so that we can complete the final phase of this project, which would be phase 3, which specifically would help to fund a new projector and a new screen and all that setup that goes along with the Cultural Arts Center and all the production value that goes along with that. Specifically, the grant application is due August 30th of this month, so if approved, we would apply. The grant is $25,000 and the match is $25,000, so the total grant package is $50,000, and the matching funds would come from the city's grant match contingency fund, which is available. If there are any questions, I'm happy to take them at this time.
Mr. Malone, thank you. Questions for Mr. Malone? Yes, Councilmember Hills.
Thank you, sir. I neglected to ask, is this the third and final, or do we have one more round? This is the whole enchilada, right?
If this grant is authorized and we receive this grant, we will be able to complete the entire phase of all this infrastructure improvements within basically the first 2 years of a 3 years phase project. So
Gotcha.
we'll be finishing about a year early.
And will this be installed in time for, say, the next employee talent show vocals?
We will make every effort to try to make that happen.
Well, good, because we both can. I like you looking after that. I'm sitting here doing like the math on the requirements, and you're like, so talented.
All right, thank you. Any further comments or questions? Yes, Councilmember Beeson?
In the description of the item, it is trying to say that 1/3 of the, 1/3 of the income must come from outside of the grant. Does that mean just from ticket sales, or is that from other sources?
It's a 50-50 match, the grant is. So for 25, the projector and the device that will lower it and raise it is approximately $50,000. So we would ask that I think it was in 2021, there was a $75,000 pledge to upgrade the systems at the Cultural Arts Center, broken up into 3 years. And in the first year, we used $25,000. We applied for this grant, and then we ended up getting a total of, I think, $45,000, $90,000 for that first year because we had some extra money for another project. So for this final year, all that we would need is that third installment of the $25,000 that would match with the grant, and that would allow us to do this. Was that completely convoluted?
No, I just want
I just wanted to make sure, because there was a requirement or a contingency in the matching that it said of the match, that the organization has to raise at least 1/2 of income from sources other than the grant itself, which is obviously the match. And then it said that 1/3 of the income source other than the grant must have expenses that are at least 50% or more than the grant. So I didn't know if that is the city that is the match on that, or is that we have to generate that much income from the sales of tickets, or what is the income in this?
This would be the city's grant match contingency. That would fulfill the obligation.
So we are the income. Got it. Okay, just making sure. All right, thanks.
All right, thank you. Any other questions or comments regarding this item? All right, seeing none, we'll entertain a motion.
Motion to move this forward?
All right, motion by Councilmember Hills, second by Councilmember Johnson. Any further discussion? All right, seeing none, all in favor? All right, that passes unanimously. Thank you very much. That
Thank you.
is the only item on this particular committee, and we will move this forward. And with the council's permission, we'll be requesting that we consolidate and go to one committee, twice a month, same time, same place, but one committee so that we can expedite items coming forward and they won't be separated by committees. That's a matter of information. But if you would like us to move forward with moving toward an ordinance approval, then we certainly entertain that if you're so inclined. All right, we have
Take that as a yes.
Take that as a yes. So we'll take that as a yes, and we'll move forward with ordinance creation to have one essential committee. All right? Thank you. All right. So with that, we will request an adjournment for this committee. Motion by Councilmember Beeson, second by Councilmember Johnson. All in favor? All right, passes unanimously. Thank you very much. We will reset in just one moment, in about 30 seconds. Good. All right. Okay. All right. We will go ahead and transition. Good. All right. Good afternoon again, and welcome to the Public Safety and Public Works Committee meeting for August 13, 2024. Council members present: Mayor Kurt Wilson, Council Member Christine Hall, Council Member Alan Sells, Council Member David Johnson, Council Member Sarah Beeson, Council Member G. Lee Hills, Council Member William Morthland. Thank you. I'm Randy Knight, the City Administrator, along with David Davidson, City Attorney, and Deputy City Clerk, Michelle Miller. The purpose of committee meetings are for the city departments to convey information to mayor and council, discuss items listed on the published agenda. By ordinance, the committee consists of the mayor, members of the city council, and the city administrator, and the city administrator serves as chair. This is a public meeting, but not a public hearing, and therefore we certainly welcome members of the public to attend and to view. We do not take public comments at this meeting unless specifically authorized by mayor and council. Public comments or questions are received at regular city council meetings held at 7:00 p.m. in city council chambers on the second and fourth Monday of each month, and on fifth Monday in open forum. We do encourage residents to reach out to our staff and team members and engage our online platforms if you have any questions or need information. In addition, if you have service requests, we do encourage people to, our residents to download the Roswell app and web service portal. And we encourage everyone to engage our calendar of events at roswell365.com. The first item on the agenda is the approval of the minutes for the July 9th, 2024 Public Safety and Public Works Committee meeting. Motion by Councilmember Beeson, second by Councilmember Johnson. Any further discussion? All in favor? Passes unanimously. Thank you very much. We will note that under Public Safety Fire, we do not show any action items. Under Public Safety Police, item number 2 is listed on the agenda. Consideration for the city administrator to sign a sales agreement to retire K9 Ivar to handler in the amount of $1. Deputy Police Chief Linnea Rivard.
There we go. Good evening, Mayor and Council. So the first item that we have to present is the retirement of K9 Ivar to his handler, Corey DeVell. K9 Ivar has been with us for a little over 5 years now, has put in good, faithful service, was a dual-purpose K9 in apprehension, narcotics detection, and tracking. At this point in time, his medical condition, his allergies have flared up to the point that the steroids, medications, and things that he needs to be on is just going to make it impossible for him to be able to work and continue his detection. So we would like to propose to retire him to his handler and for a sales price of $1 to his handler.
All right, thank you, Deputy Chief Rivard. Any questions, comments? Seeing none, we'll entertain a motion. Motion by Councilmember Beeson, second by Councilmember Hills. Second by Councilmember Hills. Any further discussion? All in favor? All right, that passes unanimously. Thank you very much. Item number 3 is listed on the agenda. Consideration for the use of confiscated assets for the purchase of 2 new police K9 dogs. Deputy Chief Rivard.
So related to the last item, with the retiring of K9 Ivar, we will need to replace K9 Ivar. And I'm sure you remember that we lost K9 Ito to a medical emergency back in April of this year. So at this point, we do not have any narcotics detection K9s available. So we need to purchase 2 new dogs. And they'll go to a 10-week handler course where they will learn narcotics detection, tracking, apprehension work. The cost is $24,000 per dog, and all of that we are proposing to come out of forfeited assets.
Questions for Deputy Chief Rivard? No questions or comments? All right, thank you. We'll entertain a motion. Motion by Councilmember Beeson, second by Councilmember Johnson. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor? All right, that passes unanimously. All right, that does appear to conclude the agenda for the evening. And we certainly appreciate the great work and the great vision of the mayor and council and the hard work that you put in every single week to provide direction and overarching vision for the city, which has resulted in a number of very tangible projects and initiatives that will be catalytic for the next 25, 30, 50 years. Thank you very much for your leadership and all that you do. With that, I'll entertain a motion.
Don't you want to keep going? We want you to keep talking.
That was certainly sincere, and speaking as city administrator on behalf of the staff. So thank you for your tireless work and your leadership. I will entertain a motion of adjournment. Motion by Councilmember Johnson, second by Councilmember Beeson. All in favor? All right. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful evening.